All right. Well, hi, hello, and welcome to Building a Safer Future with Google Cloud and Wiz. Construct your custom cybersecurity brick by brick with proven expertise. I love that. What an exciting topic. What a wonderful webinar. We are definitely going to have a great day today. Today's webinar is sponsored by Google Cloud and by Wiz and produced by Actual Tech Media. My name is Jess Steinbach with Actual Tech Media, a future B2B company, and I am so happy that I get to be your moderator for this conversation because if you looked ahead at our registration page and you saw our speaker list, you already know that we are in for a treat today. We have two incredible thought leaders here with us to talk all about how you can protect your business in the cloud, up-level your defense strategy, and optimize visibility within your environment. This is so important. That's all the best things, right? So there's a lot to get excited about, a lot in store, and I'm going to bring our expert presenters on out here with me in just a moment. But I want to get through a few housekeeping points that are going to help you get the most out of our time here together today, and then we will get this show on the road. So let's start out with a little bit of a tour. We're going to wander through your audience console together. Take a little stroll over to the questions section. If you have not already done so, give us a hi, give us a hello, let us know how your day's going. I see you there, Ed. Hey, Paul. Hey, Steven. We've got Gilbert. We've got Richard. We've got a whole awesome crew. Keep those highs and hellos coming. Let us know how you're doing today because we want to hear from you as we go through our day. Not only are our speakers going to do their best to answer some questions on live chat in between imparting wonderful insights, we also have team members here with us on the live chat that are going to be answering as many of the questions as they can via text. So make sure you're getting those questions in. And I say this always, if we don't get to any of your questions in our webinar, we're also going to follow up with you over email. So you've got lots of ways to get responses back today. So today is the day. Now's the time. Get those questions in. Make sure you're using that questions window. Hey, Chitan, nice to see you from Texas. Ooh, I hope you're having a bright sunny day down there in Texas. And again, let us know if you have any issues, technical issues, if something goes wrong with a slide or audio. The very first thing that you're going to try, and this really honestly clears out most of the usual tech gremlins, is a browser refresh. So try that browser refresh out before you do anything else. But if something's going a little wonky and the browser refresh is not working, shoot us a message there in the questions window and our team will be there to help you out. All right, the next thing I'm going to suggest you do, we started taking a little wander through your console, so let's mosey on over to the handouts tab. Make sure you spend a little time exploring the handouts there for you. Lots of great follow-ups and ways to dig in a little bit deeper after we wrap up the webinar. Now, if you see that little prize icon on your screen and you're getting excited about it already, I get it. Who doesn't love a prize? We also have a $250 Amazon gift card that we will be giving away at the end of our webinar. So stay tuned for that. Now, all winners do need to be here live and present at the webinar, and you do need to meet the Actual Tech Media prize terms and conditions. If you are not sure what those T's and C's are, no problem. I get it. I don't have them memorized either. There's a lot in there. You can head on over to the handouts tab. You can find them in the full T's and C's, terms and conditions, right there for you in the handouts tab. All right, my friends. Well, that was it for the housekeeping. We got through that very quickly because I cannot wait to get this conversation started. Now, as you can see, we have an incredible rock star team here with us today, and we are going to be chatting with Preston Hogue, Head of ISV Partner Marketing Security Ecosystem at Google Cloud, and Brendan Worth, Global Google Cloud Alliance Lead at Wiz. Like I said, absolute rockstar crew. Preston, you are our returning veteran here at the webinar. So happy to see you again. And I know we are always in for a good time and in good hands with you. So Preston, I'm going to let you kick things off for us. Take it away.
Thank you, Jess. And thank you everyone for joining us in this conversation today. To really set the foundation of the conversation we're about to have, it really starts off for Google Cloud around the history of our innovation. That history of that innovation really helped build the fabric of what we all know as the application infrastructure of the internet. That application infrastructure was built on top of, from Google, to really build what we all know today as Google Cloud. And when we zoom out and we look at some of these core principles that are differentiated in the way that we look at security, that we really believe is going to be foundational for how partners such as Wiz also leverage our application infrastructure and our overall platform to deliver unique value proposition to you. One of those is all about shared fate. And what does that shared fate mean? It means that you as a customer, when you partner with a Google Cloud and a Wiz, that you're not on your own when you have a security incident. And then there's also purpose-built hardware. We know how critical hardware is for anything that we do today. But it's even more critical when we talk about AI and we talk about the different elements of types of chips that are necessary really to ensure that security is moving at the speed of threats. And then other core technologies such as Kubernetes. A lot of individuals don't realize that Google actually created Kubernetes. And now, of course, it's leveraged as an open source platform across all of the Google Cloud platforms. But then there's this zero trust. And I think back to 2014 when Google ultimately wrote that unique white paper that talked about Beyond Corp and really talked about how we can look at enterprise security in a unique way that also now has permeated to what we now know as this unique way of looking at access to overall applications. And so, the fact of the matter is that Google actually has a unique perspective on threats because we are looking at threats across billions and billions of users on a daily basis. This enables us to ensure that we understand threats and vulnerabilities, in a unique way that also enables us to build, a unique application infrastructure and a unique cloud infrastructure that provides unique value. And so I'm going to talk to you about three core overall layers that we believe are going to be foundational to the conversation today. The first one is all about trust. Every one of us in every relationship that we have, the foundation is all about trust. And it's the same with how a Wiz and a Google Cloud are going to work with you as a customer. We believe that this has to be foundational. The second is all about innovation. We know how fast the threat landscape is moving. We know how fast we have to innovate. We know how fast new technologies like AI are changing this whole entire paradigm to the extent where, they're using AI in the threat landscape. We also build on top of that unique partnerships, which is what we're here to talk to you about today, how Google Cloud and Wiz are building something that we believe is very unique, is going to really help you in your day-to-day in solving today's security challenges. And so when we dive into this foundation of trust, it first and foremost starts off with you on Google Cloud are going to own your own data and you're going to control your own data, which we believe is critical. We also believe that it's critical to have an application infrastructure that ultimately is elastic and enables you, if you're going to be able to have to spin up new security technologies or ultimately new workloads of security anywhere on the planet, that you can do that in a very streamlined way. And we believe that we have a unique approach comparative to other cloud service providers that enable us to do this. And then your data and your applications are available when you need them. This, of course, we know is critical. Availability is a core principle of any security framework. And then satisfying your compliance and regulatory requirements, despite where you exist on the globe. Whether you're in APAC or whether you're in EMEA, whether you're in EMEA, or whether it's FedRAMP or whether it's GOBA, whatever that compliance requirement is, we want to ensure that as a partnership of Wiz and Google Cloud, that we can provide you technology solutions that ultimately address all of these overall compliance requirements. And then, of course, it's also we're concerned about the footprint that we're building. We know how much power AI uses. We know, that we have to be very thoughtful in making sure that what we leave behind as a company, as Google Cloud, takes these things into consideration. And we highly encourage all of you to drill in to see our differentiation in this unique area. And then we all know if there's any word cloud that exists out there, the number one word that's going on in every one of our offices today and around the globe is AI. But we also think it's very important for everyone to also understand that when we think about AI, we've been working on AI for many, many years. And it starts with, key platforms such as AI Vertex, that actually is a machine learning platform. But then you've also heard about Gemini. Gemini is not only an LLM, but Gemini is also, an overall AI platform. And we are the only cloud service provider that ultimately is building our entire technology stack, across all of our AI solutions within our own company, which is critical, we know, for what it's all built on top of, which is the data. And we believe that we provide a very secure AI implementation for your needs. And then let's dive into the second tier, and a very important tier in how Wiz and Google Cloud ultimately work together. And it all starts off with innovation. And it's Google Cloud, we think of first and foremost, we look at our data cloud. Our data cloud is all about having data lakes and data warehouses and data analytics, doing end-to-end data to ensure that we can provide you unique solutions that you can build on top of. And of course, we know something like AI, it's critical. It's actually the foundation of this is AI, and we believe we have a unique solution portfolio here. And then when we talk about modern infrastructure cloud, we already talked about core technologies such as Kubernetes and how that was developed by Google Cloud. But if we look at other key technologies such as Anthos, which is focused on multi cloud, it's critically important for each of you to understand that we recognize the fact that there are other clouds. And why that is so important is because this core multi cloud technology enables us to be able to establish security policies across all of the different cloud environments, which we believe we know you as a customer find to be very valuable. And then if we look at security cloud, clearly we're talking about security here today, but that core security cloud is that in Google Cloud, we've built core technologies such as Security Command Center or other core technologies such as our SecOps platform or Virus Total, which of course is critical for, understanding the overall global threats, or our Mandiant threat intelligence is we have unique technologies that we can help integrate within other core technologies such as in Google Cloud and also through our partnerships such as Wiz. And then other core clouds, such as Collaboration Cloud, which is you all know is Workspace, and making sure that Workspace can integrate with other core technologies to ensure that we can provide the most valuable and secure protection for your overall files and data and information that flow through Workspace. And that third layer, which is what we're here to talk to you about, is key partnerships. And I'm really excited to talk about a very eager technology partner in Wiz. Clearly, when we provide our capabilities of what we're able to do in Google Cloud, along with the core technologies such as Wiz, we believe is able to bring unique customer experiences. And why is that so critical? We know like UX in the beginning days on security was not, it was an afterthought. And now we know it's critically important to be able to quickly identify threats, quickly identify vulnerabilities, and be in a position to immediately pushing out solutions. And we're really excited today to talk to you about what we bring together with Wiz. And then when you look at that partnerships, it's all about a history of innovation. And it's not just about the innovation that Google Cloud builds, like we talked about Beyond Corp. And actually, we took Beyond Corp and we were able to actually build that same concept into our infrastructure called Beyond Prod. But it's also about co-innovating with companies like Wiz, because we know we can't do this all on our own. And why can't we do it on our own? Because we know there's so many different categories, right? We know that there's data security and application security. And we're really excited to talk to you about, other core areas such as CNAP and a core partner that we are here, to discuss, which is Wiz. And circling back as I hand this off is that it's all about trust. That foundation is about trust. And what we're hoping to leave here today is that you have an opportunity to trust Google Cloud and Wiz to be able to provide you unique solutions. And I'm really excited to be able to hand it over to my friend Brendan, who's going to dive into Wiz Cloud and how that really integrates with Google Cloud to provide unique value proposition, within, different types of AI security. So over to you, Brendan.
Thanks so much, Preston. And also thank you to Google Cloud for the great partnership that we have had over the past few years. Everything that Preston has talked about, we live from a day-to-day standpoint, and very excited to talk to you about all of the great things that we're doing with Google Cloud. And just as a quick refresher, my name is Brendan Worth. I am the Global Google Alliance Manager here at Wiz, that has the privilege of working very closely with Preston and a lot of other folks from Google Cloud to make this joint relationship what it is today. And just to give you a quick overview of who we are, some may be familiar, some may not, but we are essentially one of the fastest growing software and cybersecurity companies in the world. We've raised nearly $2 billion from the most respected VCs and investment capital firms in the world. We are also extremely trusted and respected by a very large number of customers, and large customers within that being that we're in over 40% of the Fortune 100. And we are consistently rated as a leader from a G2 perspective in CSPM, CNAP arena when it comes to customer satisfaction with our overall product. and a quick overview as well of how ingrained we are within Google Cloud. We have been in a partnership with them from essentially the very beginning. So we've been around for 4 years now, and we've had a relationship with Google Cloud for over 3 years, and that has been a tremendous partnership from everything that Preston has been talking about. From when it comes to procurement with Marketplace, when it comes to using our own technologies as part of Wiz, that's within Google Cloud to help serve our customers, joint integrations that we have together, joint solutions that we have together. It's really been a great partnership over the last couple of years, and very excited for where it is going to continue to go. So, moving into kind of what we do. Traditional cloud security is challenging. The reason why it's challenging is really three main pillars. You have a lack of visibility where security teams lose control. You have traditional tools that are meant for on prem environments that have not migrated or are enabled to be in the cloud. And with the cloud comes innovation, as Preston talked about. And with innovation comes complexity and thousands of different technologies. Security teams are having an extremely hard time with being able to wrap their head around all the new technologies and how to manage those on a regular basis. You have different types of architectures, even what Preston was talking about of all the things that are within Google Cloud, but now you add in other CSPs and other hybrid architectures. All of this becomes really complex. So what does this lead to? It's alert fatigue, and it's without context. Essentially, you have all of these new tools, you have all these new technologies, and then you have all these legacy systems that you have as well, and you have security tooling that essentially just throws alerts at everything. And security teams become fatigued with those alerts because they lack context. And what do I mean by context? It doesn't tell you, essentially, it gives you a point in time reference to this application has a vulnerability. It doesn't tell you, does that application also exist or open to the internet? Does it have access to sensitive data? Does it have access to a service account that has privileges to another environment that leads to lateral movement? All of those pieces um, tell a story when it comes to remediating vulnerabilities and when it becomes to securing a customer's environment. And that's what, and the cloud provides those challenge or introduces those challenges where it's very difficult to be able to keep up with the amount of alerts and security issues that can come into an environment. And that leads to the high degree of complexity that I talked about earlier. Application teams can't keep up. There's a complex tool suite and also a lack of consistent policies, especially if you look at CI/CD pipelines, application development, things of this sort, where developers may use dozens of different types of applications. So, what does this cause? Essentially, it causes a massive gap. If you look at from a security team capacity perspective and cloud security needs, you can see that expanding the footprint, introducing technologies, growing cloud teams, and innovation can lead to things such as missing critical risks, huge blind spots with security teams, shadow IT that can cause issues when it comes to compliance, regulatory frameworks, anything that involves just hardening and securing the customer's cloud environment. And honestly, it slows down your journey. What we see and what we've experienced with this massive move to the cloud is that security teams become roadblocks rather than enablers. So as the business is trying to move fast, this gap that you see here are causing security teams to be more combative, and it causes friction between them and the developer teams instead of focusing on more strategic initiatives, instead of being able to be more proactive when it comes to securing a customer or their own environments. And honestly, that's where Wiz comes in, because we want to essentially reduce that friction, and we want to what we call democratize security. And we do that through a new approach and how we approach cloud security, which is we scan and assess with an agentless first mindset. So customers are able, even with the most complex cloud environments, be able to scan within a matter of minutes. Even with the largest customers that use some of the largest cloud infrastructures in the world, we're able to scan their environment rapidly. Specifically within Google Cloud, we use GKE that is able to allow us to be able to scan extremely efficiently and effectively all of our customers' Google Cloud workloads. And what we do is we essentially prioritize all of the risks and prioritize all of the findings that we have into a graph. And within that tradition and within that scanning capability, we're able to identify actual toxic combinations. So we're able to tell you what I was saying earlier of how you're able to identify, here's a vulnerability, but here's the one that is actually going to cause a actual risk inside of your environment, or what we like to say in the industry is going to end up being on the news, right? So instead of having 10,000 different alerts, 20,000, 100,000 different alerts that you're having to triage yourself, Wiz is able to give you, out of those 10,000, here are the 100 that you really need to be focusing on, or here are the 50, or whatever that number ends up being. We're able to essentially take that, add the risk engine to it, and with also our leading threat research team, we're able to help customers identify where they really need to prioritize to effectively manage their security ecosystem better. And then we also help harden, so by allowing for code scanning, code repositories, scanning in pipelines, security, scanning throughout production environments extremely invasively and extremely efficiently. We're able to allow customers to own their security, not just security teams, but also the developers, and shifting security left, where we're democratizing security so they own the footprint inside of their environment, which also leads to more efficiencies and a more secure environment. And then lastly, our detect and respond capability. So by essentially taking all of this and having our dynamic scanner and our new Wiz Defend capability, where we're able to help SOC teams and others be able to use all of this with technology from a prioritization standpoint and code standpoint and pipeline integration, as well as our partner integrations, which also includes Google Cloud with Google Security Operations, Security Command Center Enterprise, and others, where we're able to essentially work with our partner community to meet the customers where they're at, and to be able to provide that holistic security viewpoint, and then be able to use and leverage the tools that they also have inside of their environment to stitch everything together holistically. So now, as we talked about how what Wiz does and why we've kind of been differentiated inside of the market, let's talk about our favorite topic that we talk about in every webinar. And as Preston said earlier, that is the topic of conversation for everyone, and that's AI. Our Wiz research team, which is world renowned, please give them a Google search and look at all the amazing things that they do. We essentially did a survey with all of our customers, the thousands of customers that we have, and we found that 70% of them already use cloud AI services, which is a very large number. And for those that remember the Kubernetes craze, the container craze, this is kind of that on steroids in terms of how much people are using extremely fast through all of the great capabilities that the CSPs, and specifically Google Cloud, are able to provide with Vertex and other AI services. People are able to click, people are able to turn on these services extremely fast. And what we're finding are, as business is trying to move as fast as they can, security is not keeping up. Security is lagging behind, and security is unaware of these services that are being created. So as you see, security also needs to adapt to the AI challenges. Now you're starting to see that AI security knowledge gap is increasing because of lack of knowledge security teams have of AI, from the shadow AI that we talked about earlier. AI pipelines are complex. There's new technologies that now they're having to secure that they're not used to securing. And AI teams also just lack security awareness. It's the skill gap when it comes to understanding AI models, how LLMs work, what are the new security risks, which then lead to the unknown risks that AI can provide, which data leakage, vulnerabilities in AI models, lateral movement, data poisoning. All of these things are new, not anything that needs to be wary or be put off people from wanting to use AI technologies. It's all of the same similar security concepts that we have been doing for decades, but now it's a new lens. It's similar to what I talked about earlier with Kubernetes and containers. This is the new wave where everything is now becoming moving fast. Everything is moving in such a speed where security teams are now just trying to catch up to ensure that they aren't compromising any compliance, any regulatory issues, and making sure that they have a secure posture for their cloud environments. And same thing with the rapid evolving technologies. the complex architectures, the thousands of new technologies, all these things compound on top of each other that make security teams struggle when it comes to wanting to secure their environment, which is where Wiz and Google Cloud really come into play with the way that our AISPM scanning is able to work with not only looking at your Vertex workloads or your AI workloads in any CSP, but being able to take all of the context, all the prioritization that we talked about earlier, stitching that together so that security teams do see visibility, they do see the risks that AI is solving or that is introducing, and they're able to then identify and be able to remediate, but also have the confidence to be able to move faster as the business is wanting to move faster. So, what are the 4 questions security orgs need to ask? I think this is always a great way to start this conversation, and it just shows, the capabilities that Wiz and Google are able to provide for customers to be able to answer these questions. And it's, do I know what AI services and technologies are running in my environment? That goes back to the visibility piece that I was talking about earlier. Do I know what risks exist inside of my AI pipeline? That goes back to the prioritization and the context that is important of not just identifying, but also understanding what risk do I have in my environment? Do I know what sensitive data is exposed or that my AI training unit is using? And how can my AI developers and researchers ensure that they're building secure pipelines? These 4 questions are the key pillars that security tools need to address. They need to be able to provide answers to those questions so that they have visibility into their AI pipelines. They are proactively able to remove AI's risks with having context. They're able to protect the sensitive data for their training models and the LLMs and everything that they're pulling to be able to power the AI models. And most importantly, empower developers with an AI security dashboard. All of these things that we provide within our AI SPM capability, and being able to provide this level of visibility and answer these questions within the Google Cloud ecosystem. And so that's where we really work with Google Cloud hand in hand to help our joint customers secure their journey, and Google Cloud journey and AI journey. As we started off with Wiz, Gen AI was not as big and popular as it is today. So all of the things that we were able to do to help our customers secure their journey, we can also do that for customers that are securing their AI journey. We want to establish a secure foundation with Google Cloud. We want to scale security as our customers grow, and we essentially want to enable modernization and innovation. We don't want security to be roadblocks. We don't want security to be we want security enabler we apologies, we want security to be enablers of business innovation and modernization, and want them to be joint business partners together to move forward as we're embarking on this great journey that is AI and Gen AI. And essentially, we want to be a part of that journey. We want to democratize security. We want to be able to shift security left so that we're enabling that for our developers and helping our customers grow as they go across their Google Cloud journey and their Gen AI journey. So with that, I'll bring it back. I'll bring Preston back. And thank you everybody for attending the webinar. Preston, over to you.
Thank you, Brendan. Extremely interesting conversation. And the one thing I'll say is I spent many years as a practitioner myself. And I think, one of the gaps that we always had was that ability to truly visualize the risk, visualize the threats. And something Brendan and I would love is the opportunity to have follow up with any of you to really show the power of the platform. I think you get one look at Wiz on Google Cloud, and I think you're going to see security in a different light. And we hope we have that opportunity to be able to show you this really cool integration. And we greatly appreciate all of you taking the time to listen to Brendan and I today. And thank you very much.
Well, a big thank you back to you, Preston, and to Brendan for being with us and for running us through some really fascinating information in a really fun and kind of more conversational style. I felt like I was just kind of on the edge of my seat listening to both of you through that whole session. And I know that we really packed a lot into a short period of time here today. So there's obviously a lot more to explore. And what I really want to reiterate is what Preston said right at the end of our conversation there, that this is just kind of getting started, and that Preston and Brendan at Google Cloud and Wiz want to hear from you. They want you to reach out. They would like to follow up with you because, we're getting that high level overview today, and there's so many more facets secrets to explore and things to uncover. And that starts with you reaching out and engaging with these incredible teams and really getting to know this solution a little bit better. So what I'm going to suggest is, if you haven't already done so, head over to the handouts tab and click on that link to go learn a little bit more about Wiz and on Google Cloud, and how you can get that 360-degree contextual view of your multi-cloud environment and really start to, we talked a lot about, hitting that, bolstering that security, leveling up that security, whatever word you like, make better, shiny, brighten, pick your descriptor of choice, but really, really enhancing that security opportunity through this incredible partnership. So make sure that you've clicked on that handouts tab and that you spend some time exploring there. Now, I also want to hit on the fact that we're keeping things quick and moving right along. We want to respect everybody's lunch hours and time away from their work days today. So we're going to keep things moving. But if you didn't get an answer today via live chat and you still have that burning question, there's still time. Get that question in, because we will either get back to you in the remaining few seconds and minutes here of our time together, or we will follow up in email. So make sure you've got those questions coming in. So important, and a great way to make sure that you get the personalized follow-up and the personalized information that you are looking for, because we all love that, right? The webinar is a great starting place, and then I want to talk about me and what I need, right? So make sure that you get those specific needs in that questions window there, and then you'll get some answers back from Google Cloud and from Wiz. All right, well, as you can see from up on the screen there, I have one more little piece of exciting webinar business to get to, and that is our prize giveaway. We have a $250 Amazon gift card that we will be giving away to someone who is here live and present at the webinar, and that special someone is Brock Baker from California. Brock Baker from California. Congratulations to you, Brock. Not only do you get all the wonderful sunshine of California, now you have $250 to spend on Amazon. Enjoy, my friend. All right, well, with that, on behalf of the Actual Tech Media team, I want to once again thank Google Cloud and Wiz for making this webinar possible, especially to our incredible speakers joining us today, Preston and Brendan. Both of you have given us a lot to think about, a lot to kind of mull over as we head on about our days. Which of course brings me to all of you out there with us today. And my biggest high five, my most special thank you goes to all of you for joining in the conversation. As I said, I know we sort of crammed a lot in, and my brain is buzzing and lit up from all the interesting things that we learned today. I love what Brendan said right at the end about not making security a roadblock. And I think today we all kind of took a step towards that together. If you're feeling in your organization that security still feels like an obstacle, still feels like a roadblock, hopefully you're walking away with some bright ideas about how you could maybe start to smooth that over, remove some of those roadblocks, and really make security part of your process rather than that wall that you hit. And of course, everyone hates that feeling. So again, as Preston has said, as Brendan has said, just the start here, right? This is the opening conversation, and there's lots more to explore. So reach out to Google Cloud, reach out to Wiz, and keep those discussions rolling. Well, I hope for me personally that I get to see all of you at a webinar again soon. And until then, I hope you all have an absolutely beautiful end to your day. Thanks, my friends.